gonna be kind of a long one, Mark. Just prepare yourself.
Noisy Pixel.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to another Noisy News Week for the week of February 12th, 2022. Here's where I fill you in on some notable news posted to noisypixel.net this past week. Before I get into the news, I'd just like to say that I am currently playing... Jesus Christ. What am I playing? Well, I guess one game that I can talk about is Dying Light 2. I decided to pick it up after launch, and I've been kind of filling in hours of time with that, but other than that, I've been reading a lot of manga and light novels, so expect reviews for those coming up next week. Be sure to let me know what you're playing in the comments below, and we'll talk about it. Now, on to the news. Nintendo Direct happened, and typically, you all know I'm a bit of a hater on the Directs, but this one got me. I will say this 40-minute block was better than the past maybe 4 E3s. I cannot describe the excitement that this show brought to me personally. I know that mileage may vary depending on what you enjoy, but as a retro RPG fan, this show really got me. So the first news I want to talk about, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It was announced, a trailer was shown, it looks great. I am a huge Xenoblade fan, which is weird because again, I typically hate on popular things. No, I'm not deep in the lore like a bunch of you other nerds are about all this Xenoblade stuff. But when it comes to Xenogears and Xenosaga, I've been there. I grew up with those, so Xenoblade is just another extension of that, and I continue to enjoy it. It kind of sucks that it's limited to Switch hardware, so we won't see it on PC or anything like that, but I'll take it. You know, if it's gonna be on Switch, I'll take it. Another game that was announced that was pretty exciting is Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. This is a kind of sequel to Three Houses, and it's in development for Nintendo Switch and coming out on June 24th, 2022. This game looks pretty good. For people who don't like the strategy elements of Fire Emblem, I think a Warriors game is the proper route to get you into Fire Emblem. I mean, the trailer looks cool. On the technical side of things, it's probably going to not be so good, but hey, Hyrule Warriors was a good game, so I have faith in Fire Emblem Warriors. Square Enix made a few announcements, one of which being that Triangle Strategy has a new demo leading up to Chapter 3 of the game, and you can also move your save data over to the full game upon release on March 4th, 2022. This game has a bad name, so a demo is needed to get people to actually freaking play it. So be sure to check it out. This game looks great. It's a Final Fantasy Tactics-esque game with story elements in it where you can change the dialogue and paths depending on what your choices are during key decision-making times. Further, the publisher announced that Live Alive is coming west, and it's coming as a 2D HD game made by the Octopath Traveler team, I'm not sure who's developing it. But again, it was a Super Famicom game in the past, never came west. The game kind of takes different genres and then meshes them all together throughout the story. It's a good game. I'm surprised this game never came west before, but it's cool that we're finally getting it in this HD 2D. It's not just a simple, here's a remaster, you know, with like what they're doing with Saga Frontier or anything like that. This is a fully remade game, and it looks great. Square Enix again coming out with Chrono Cross: The Radical Dreamers. This will come out on Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC on April 7th, 2022. This is a remaster of the PlayStation release of Chrono Cross. I think it came out in 2000 in the West, but I believe it was 1999 in Japan that this game came out. Now, a lot of people might say that Chrono Cross is not a good game because they compare it to Chrono Trigger, which is arguably a way better game. But I mean, give it a shot. Give it a shot. It's a cool game. It has really good character illustrations. I think it was just a little too ambitious. There's 40 playable characters. This version of the game allows you to turn encounters off. It allows you to do all the fun stuff that these remasters typically let you do. So check it out. I also believe that some of the illustrations and the soundtrack were remade for this version, which is exciting. There's also a text adventure called The Radical Dreamers that never came west, and it's going to be available in this version. So it's a complete version for sure. I hope for a physical release, but we'll probably have to import it. Again, Square Enix is here and teaming up with Forever Entertainment to release a remake of Front Mission First. This is in development for Switch for a summer 2022 release. There's no other platforms announced at this time, but that's fine because the game looks great. The trailer showed it, and I mean, it looks like Front Mission. If you've never played it, it's a mech RPG. When they first showed it in the trailer, I thought it was Armored Core and I freaked out, but Front Mission is just as good. Also, they announced that Front Mission 2 is coming west, and that game has never been released in the West. It was a Japanese exclusive, so I'm excited that this game is coming. I think the only way to play Front Mission is on the DS, if I'm not mistaken, but really cool game. Most of us have played Front Mission 3, which is a PlayStation game, and that's where I was introduced to it. Never knew about Front Mission 1 or 2, so it was kind of weird back then. The same publisher announced that they will be releasing an FMV adventure game called The Centennial Case, a Shijima story, which is to be released on PS4, PS5, and PC, and Nintendo Switch on May 12th, 2022. That's a day after my birthday for those keeping track of birthdays. This game is an FMV adventure where you make choices across different time periods and there's like murder cases that you can solve. It's a detective story, so that's exciting. Looks really cool. Very ambitious. I'm surprised Square Enix is even touching this game, so leave it to them to just throw money at crap and hope it sticks. I'm a huge fan of 428 Shibuya Scrambles, so this game looks right up my alley and I'm excited to play it. Bandai Namco decided to reveal that SD Gundam Battle Alliance will be coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, PC, and Switch later in 2022. This game is one of those chibi mobile suit action RPGs where you create a party of 3 mobile suits and you head out. But this version of the game has online co-op, so you can join friends, and there's also PvP elements. You level up your characters and you go through a solo campaign with or without a friend. And yeah, PvP mode. Bandai Namco also announced that Klonoa is making a comeback with a compilation called Klonoa Fantasy Reverie Series. This version contains 2 games, Klonoa Door of the Phantomile, and Klonoa 2, Lunate's Veil. I've only ever played the first one, to be honest with you, and it's the only one that I own because these games are super expensive. So don't fault yourself for never playing them. I blame all of those retro YouTube channels for making them expensive because they all talk about this one underrated platformer called Klonoa and all the prices go up. But regardless, it's a good series, it's fun, but I've never played the second one, so I'm excited to actually get the chance to. And then Nintendo announced Mario Strikers Battle League. A Mario Kart update with a year of tracks coming, I guess so. Metroid Dread gets an update for Baby Mode and God Mode. And then Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings is available on their online service. So you can play both of those games now if you want. And that's about it. So now moving on to other news, Axis announced that they will host an all-access event on February 17th on their Twitch channel, 10 a.m. Pacific time. You can go there and watch some Otome reveals probably because that's all they're doing recently. Sega announced that the CyberConnect 2 action fighter Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles will launch on Nintendo Switch on June 10th. All post-launch content will be included in this version. Thomas Moon Kane announced that he will release The Duelist of Eden on PC via Steam in 2022. This is a sequel to One Step from Eden, that Mega Man Battle Network-esque action RPG game, but this is a PvP mode and you can play against your friends through online battle, which is cool. There's a trailer out that shows all the gameplay. NIS America announced that Disgaea 6 Complete will come to PS4, PS5, and PC in summer 2022. This is essentially just Disgaea 6 Defiance of Destiny with all the previously announced DLC that was released on the Switch version. The game was available on PS4 in Japan, but it never came west to PS4. It was a Switch exclusive. This version will be the first Disgaea game officially on PS5, which is kind of exciting. P-Cubed announced that the dual-affected Abstract Digital Works survival horror Tormented Souls will launch on PS4 and Xbox One on February 25th, 2022, and Nintendo Switch on April 14th, 2022. The game is already available on Series X and PS5 and PC, I believe, so this is just the downgraded version of it that took a little longer for development. Bandai Namco has launched DLC 3 for their action-adventure Scarlet Nexus alongside patch 1.07, which adds photo mode, a new difficulty, and the DLC has a ton of costumes and an extra episode and mission for you that ties into the anime, which is cool. Square Enix announced that the Pixel Remastered series' 6th and final release, Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster, will launch on PC and mobile devices on February 23rd, 2022. It's later this month, which is cool because this is arguably one of the best Final Fantasies ever made. So it's cool that they took a little bit of time, sprinkled them out, and now we can play one of my favorite games by far. Please play it. Don't spoil it for yourself. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy this game. Hopefully they bring it to Switch at some point. Inti Creates announced that their 2D action game Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X2 will host a collab with the Just Dance developed action RPG Dusk Diver 2 coming on February 24th, 2022. There's also a DLC character available now, starring the protagonist of the Kogan game that recently released, and we have a review on the site if you want to see it. Ska Studios and Devoured Studios announced that Salt and Sacrifice will finally launch on PS4, PS5, and PC on May 10th. That's a day before my birthday for those keeping track. And this is one of those Souls-like action games. Salt and Sanctuary was the first one, and this is a sequel. On to visual novel news, just a little bit. Manga Gamer announced that Arrow Voice Sexy Voices Lead to Successful Love Life will launch on February 24th in the West. This is a game developed by ClockUp that focuses on the voiceover and kind of just stimulating those eardrums and filling our cold, dark, lonely rooms with the ambience of cute anime girl voices. So sweet. So sweet, the poison. Qarte announced that Dual Princess is available on PC via Jest, and it's also available on Switch. This is an all ages game, but it was banned on Steam. So if you want it on PC, you can get Dual Princess on PC. It's like a tower defense game, but it's super easy. We should have coverage of it soon. I know, it took us a while, but we're getting it together. We're getting it together. Previews on the site. We have Rune Factory 5 and Chinatown Detective Agency. Reviews on the site. We have Warm Snow, Breakout Recharged, Marshmallow All the Way Home, Kogan Sword of Rewind, Rise of the Third Power, Infernax, and The King of Fighters 15. And guys, that's it. That's the news. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week. Have a great day. Play some games. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's a beautiful day outside. Maybe go ride your skateboards or whatever. Make a TikTok or whatever you guys do. Do whatever you want. I'll see you in the comments. See you later.
Noisy Pixel.